Well, the Heroes are alive with the sound of F1 engines, meaning it's race time. Welcome along to the Styrian Hills for round 9 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship and the Austrian Grand Prix. Formerly called the Republic of Austria, it is a country where 62% of its total land area is covered with the Austrian Alps, which means the country's average altitude is one of the highest in the world. Austria itself is most publicly known for its famous composers like Mozart, famous architecture as seen as Vienna, and famous entertainment, most notably the Austrian Grand Prix itself. Speaking of the Grand Prix, the Red Bull Ring was built in 1969 and hosted 18 consecutive Grand Prix until 1987, where it was renamed, reconstructed, and used until 2003. It was then shut down, changed, it was renamed, and kind of reconstructed again in 2011 and has hosted every Grand Prix since. This circuit has 10 corners to the left and 7 to the right, which makes up the Red Bull Ring's 4.318 kilometer, 2.683 distance. The circuit has 3 DRS zones, one in the run down to turn 1, one in the run into turn 3, which we see right now with no limit, and one in the run into turn 4. You will see plenty of overtaking, and we cannot wait. Strategy may not be as big of a factor as it was in France and Paul Ricard a week ago, but we're back to the softest range of tires. BRL bringing the C5, C4, and C3 tires, with the C5 being the soft white wool, the yellow, give me a second, the red wool tires, which you see on no limit right there. The C4 being the medium tire, the yellow wool. The C3 being the hard white wool tire, plus the intermediate and full wets if the drivers deem it so necessary and if the conditions hold up. Well, let's go to look at the championship then. Right now, Swellerstein leads the championship after overtaking Wraith a week ago. He leads it by 2 points, 129 to 127 respectively. Gerbil, he grabs third position once again. 96 points to his name in the Aston Martin. He is 15 clear of the AlphaTauri of Heatwave. Toneless Death, he's 5 points back of the AlphaTauri. And fifth with 76 points to his name, Mozzie, 6th with 55. He jumps, no limit, which we're on board with. He pits, by the way. In 7th, he has 52 points to his name, 3 points clear of BRL Tweak. Masterplane sits P9 with 32 points to his name, 7 points clear, palms to the win in 10th, with Calzoner actually moving up past his teammate Holy Cow for 11th and 12th. Let's look at the constructors then, with No Limit actually serving his qualifying ban. That's why he is retired in the pit lane. Alfa Romeo has a 32-point gap over Red Bull, 184 to 152 respectively. Aston Martin sits third, 128 points, 3 points clear of Ferrari. That gap definitely closing down as the coming races have gone on. AlphaTauri, they have 14 points clear of McLaren, but 44 points behind Ferrari in 5th, 81 points to their name, 67 to McLaren. Mercedes sits 7th with 43 to their name, 24 points behind McLaren, and 26 ahead of Williams in 8th. They are 2 points ahead of Alpine in 9th with Haas running out the grid in 10th with 1 point to their name. Heim Hagatcher joining alongside Redeemer. Now, I want to ask you a formal question. Both of us are drivers. We both had our races yesterday, a day ago, and we had different strategies. All drivers have different strategies, right? Would you put your the pedal to the metal, go as fast as you can, but have higher risk for penalties, or would you play it the other way, be a little bit more cautious and try to get a little bit less penalties to the guy you're racing, and try to get that position when in the checkered flag on lap 36?
It really depends on how your driving style is. As Gravity's going to do with the first lap. But yeah, it depends on what your driving style is. If you like to go fast and you can stay out of penalties, then I say pedal to the metal. But if you're one of those drivers who likes to play conservative and wants to be at the back and just see what you can do versus the other drivers, then start on the mediums. As No Limit, I believe, to answer your question, has a qualifying ban. What is this going on with Matt Silva?
He has front wing damage on his right front end plate, so I'm not sure exactly where I was looking down at something else. So he has front wing damage. He'll be into the pit lane shortly. Masterplane is on a flying lap as well, a little bit behind him in the Aston Martin, going through turn 6 now.
Tweaking is ahead going through the final corner.
You're tired already? Come on, we still need about 15 minutes qualifying and then the race.
I didn't even do anything today and I'm already yawning.
There it is.
Tweaking did, I don't know, 4-5 as everyone can see, I believe, as Heatwave, the man who always does his laps on the mediums. I'm getting a FaceTime call.
Well, that's very random.
Very.
Turn your phone off.
It's on silent, so I don't know what's going on. Let me answer that real quick.
So far, this qualifying session 4 drivers have set a flying lap, and Bosch Turbo has been so far the highest, and the provisional pole sitter 4.0 to his lap on the soft compounded tire, tweaking to the 4.5, like Redeemer said a second ago, on the C4 medium. Groggy and Master Play in both sets of laps, with once again No Limit already out of qualifying because he's serving his qualifying ban. I guess accumulated from the first 8 rounds of the Grand Prix season and from Tier 2 Championship. So he will have start from 17th on the grid. Actually, one of the highest turnouts in the coming weeks. We have a couple of drivers to be thankful for that. One of them being a new driver, VSR Roscoe Arm from last season's Tier 3 grid. And, well, he's now taking the Tier 2 spectrum. You see a Haas out of the way. I believe that was DeBiz getting out of the way at turn 9 and 10. He's going to complete his final lap and into turn 10. It goes to about 4.8 up to P5. He now has to go chase down a lot of these guys in front of him. And they're qualifying laps right now. By the way, Palms with the win, 4.6. And Heatwave 4.4, all on the medium compounded tire. Good laps for those guys. And so far, we saw from Tier 3, majority of the grid was on those mediums. It looks like the mediums may be the preferred tire in this qualifying session. We'll see if it carries over to the Tier 2 race here tonight. DeBiz, like I said, is on a flying lap. Oh, he spun. That was kind of ironic. Well, that's not very, I guess, beneficial to his lap so far. He'll try to recuperate and go for again. One guy who is on a flying lap right now is going to be Mozzie in the Alfa Romeo, who's actually invalidated. He'll go one more time. And everyone else in the top 5 has set a flying lap, like I said. We're actually now top 7 now, as a couple of drivers in the I'll set to the pit lane for those guys being Groggy, Masterplane, and Bosch Turbo. So we've had Radicus, another driver who's new to the tier, and the other, I believe that's the Williams car. So he will have to give, I believe, Chunky Snags some company whenever his teammate is on the grid. So once again, he is not here tonight, as we have a 17 driver grid. It's pretty impressive. As the last couple of weeks, we have around 13, 14, and 15 drivers. So we have a little bit more than we're used to. And, well, Austria is going to make it a heck of a ride, because Austria is going to be a very, very interesting race. We saw from the realistic tier, we saw from Formula 2, we saw from Tiers 3 and 4 that it's going to be a lot of action, a lot of DRS and slipstreaming, and a lot of chances for penalties and invalidations. That's one thing to watch out for. And qualifying as well is right now you see purple sector 2 for Mozzie, as he's going to go look into the pit lane entry, and that's one thing to look out for. The drivers have to abide by that white entry, or they will receive either a 5 or a 10-second time penalty, depending on the severity. That's something to look out for as the race goes on. Driver on a flying lap, invalidated once again, though, is going to be Matt Silva in the other Alpine. As Groggy's gone up to P6 right now, he's not going to chase his teammate. He's going to go for another lap in the Alpine. I believe this is now his third. No, actually, he's on the first set of softs. He had a previous run, I believe, invalidated. He's going to go again. A lot of these drivers are in the pit lane, except for DeBiz. And for Heatwave, both these drivers are out on the track again. We'll see if Heatwave may actually improve on his second lap, because that's one thing he actually talked about. No, he pits. Never mind. But that's one thing we had a conversation about him, I believe, last night, is he made a big theory, him and Moo, a couple of other drivers, especially the Tier 1 grid you'll see in about an hour time, is they've seen a lot more success on that second run, especially in the medium or on the soft compounded tire. It almost seems like that first run is your worst run, which in reality should be the other way. You have the fresher tires, you have the more grip in that first run, but it seems like that's the second one. The first run's kind of like a banker time. It's kind of interesting indeed. Slow Steam, the championship leader, he retook it from, remember, he lost it at Canada and got it back at France. Well, now he has a chance to hold on to it. He's 2 points ahead of the Red Bull of Wraith. He's sitting P12 right now, and let's look to go out into the qualifying circuit in a couple seconds' time. Master playing Groggy Regano going on out laps, and we'll see what they can do. Going through the middle sector. Is it going to be a purple sector for Sweller's team? No, it is not. So he went purple sector 1, no purple sector 2, but he's on the medium compounded tire. The best time so far has been a 4.1, which Heatwave did improve, by the way. He did a 4.4, and he's gone 0.3 faster on that second run, which I talked about. Yellow flag through the middle sector. I believe that is turn 8, and that is Alpine. Sweller's team gets ahead of tweaking a 4.560. For the Alfa Romeo, and puts him P3 on the grid. Let's go see, because it looks like it may have been Groggy Regano who spun round, but it looks like he's got back going again. That's a Ferrari, I believe, of Toneless Death getting out of the way, and yes, it is into turn 2. So let's go a little bit of a, let's see if there's anyone, you're here now, good.
Yeah, no, my friend called me, she was trying to figure out her VR headset, and I'm like, I honestly can't help you. So
let's go on a little a lap with the Austrian Grand Prix circuit with Masterplane and the Aston Martin, Up into turn 1 is going to be difficult, especially in the race, because right there and the ladder curve exit could best be some good ranges for penalties. And watch out for that in the race. Going up the run down the turn 2, you see this flat left, giving a little bit of slipstream, by the way, from Sherble, his teammate, getting out of the way through 2. Now the braking zone to 3. This is going to be a heavy braking zone and a heavy opportunity for overtaking. Turn 3, the traction is difficult so far in this game, and it's going to be one thing to look out for. Down to turn 4, the third and final DRS straight on the lap. You're going to have a lot of braking, a lot of overtaking down into turn 4, but watch out. This exit sneaks up on you. Turn 5 is a flat right, and it's going to be really biding your time into the sweeping left of turn 6. Watch out, because you could get on the curb and get unsell it like he just did there, or you can run too far wide on that exit curb. Into 7, watch out for that apex curb. Watch out for the apex curb of turn 8. Both can spin you around or invalidate you with a snap of the fingers. Going into turn 9 and 10, these fast, quick rights right there, that could be difficult. And right here, also difficult for penalties and for a little bit of unsettling of the car. What can Masterplane do? He's on the mediums. He goes up to P6 for 6.
So while that was happening, on board with BRL Wraith, he went purple sector 1 and purple sector 2 on the mediums. He did a 15.9, which I checked Gerbils sector 1 time, and he did a 16 flat. So Wraith keeping it nice and tidy through the final corner. He's going to jump to P2. So I'm assuming he lost a little bit of time in the third sector as I go and check. As Gerbils actually improved in the first sector, Ketra.
Wow. It was a very good lap indeed from Wraith, a 14.1, sorry. As a lot of traffic going on in turn 4. You see 3 cars kind of streaking there. It looks like one's an Alpine, one's an Alpha Tauri, and the other one's an Aston Martin. Well, that's his teammate. Bosch Gerbils now gone through and up into turn 6, now into turn 7 to keep a second's time. He said he's improved in the first sector. Can he improve even more? He's already provisional pole, a 4.0, a 4 flat almost, 74 milliseconds adrift from that. But he's also barely ahead by about 28 milliseconds of Wraith on a harder compounded tire. The mediums have been the preferred tire in qualifying so far this game at the track. This weekend so far, the Breakout Racing League. Well, what's Gerbil do? He improves a little bit, but not by much. About 4/10 improvement.
Yeah, and there's not much time between those guys, as Wraith is only 0.07 of a second behind Gerbil, and Heatwave is only a 10th behind. So, and Wraith is actually on, or Heatwave is actually on a lap at the moment on softs, and he's 0.03 of a second down. Oh, a little squirrely on turn 3, like you were saying. Yeah, he's gonna back out of the lap. As Toneless went P5, I missed that.
Yes, he has.
Matt Silva goes
P2.
Now.
There you go, Matt's up to, wow, that's actually an incredible lap. A 4 almost flat. That beats Wraith's time on the medium compounded tire. That is a very good lap from the Alpine.
As Groggy's coming through on 2-lap old mediums. I don't know if that is true, which it is. And he did a purple sector too. He's going to send it to turn 9. Good rear end just gets all out of shape. Nice and tidy through turn number 10. Groggy Oregano is going to go P13.
He did not improve on a soft run there. Right now, everyone is out and has set a time except for Radicus, who's in the pit lane, and DeBiz, who was the last time I checked was on an invalidated lap. Has he started another one? No, he's not. He's actually invalidated again up through turn 3. Looks like I said, the invalidations could definitely prove harmful for some of these guys in the qualifying. But don't look now. There's still 36 laps to go in the Austrian Grand Prix. And there's going to be a lot more penalties where that came from. So far, well, a lot of the drivers, like I pointed out at the beginning of this the qualifying session, may choose the medium. Well, basically everyone in the top 10, except for Bosch Sherble, has gone the medium tires. So that's one thing to look out for. Wraith has retired to the pit lane, and that means he's going to lock in his selection for the medium compounded tire and will not complete another lap.
Holy Cowl through sector 2 is up 0.2 on his time. Coming through turn 9, he's going to get very wide on entry to turn 9. Nice and tidy through turn 10, hits the DRS button one more time across the line. He's going to go P14.
Well, right now, Groggy is going slowly. He's going to pit. I've already mentioned about the pit entry line. And you, obviously I've done the race myself, but let's go from a driver's point of view. How difficult is it to really abide by that line, especially when you're under pressure? It's like, okay, well, I need to get out and get into that pit lane quickly. Well, is that going to be something in the back of these guys' minds to stay within that line?
I mean, yeah, it's always, this track, the entry, it's difficult because it feeds into turn 9 apex. So really, if drivers are pitting, they have to abide by that white line and stay on the right-hand side of the track, and just hope they don't get clobbered by the guys behind them as Radicus. Now, I don't know if he is a new. I think he's a new driver for Tier 2, or maybe he's
Correct.
a reserve.
Nope. He is a new driver, along with Roscoe up in 12th.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I've raced with Radicus before in other leagues. I've also commentated with the Canadian. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. And his first race here in BRL in Tier 2 in that Williams.
We'll have to see. Silkweaver's going to go. I think he's burning fuel, by the way, but this is not his first time, the first trip in the Tier 2 spectrum. It brings me back to the Season 5 days back in the Tier 2 Championship. Radicus had some fun there. I missed that.
Yeah, and I think Radicus is the only Williams driver.
Here tonight, yes, correct.
Yes.
No Limit is not attending tonight, unfortunately. He has 2 minutes left to go, and qualifying is now going to be turning up to 11, and that's invalidated, so he has one more chance. If he wants to get a better lap right now, he has no lap set. DeBiz is going to be another driver to look out for that 1 minute and about 30 or so window when you need to get out of the pits by to go and start and complete a lap. Holy Cow's in the pit lane. Groggy Oregano is going to be in the run into turn 4. Roscoe just started a flying lap as he goes through the Lauda curve. He invalidates as well.
Chunky Snags is the other Williams driver. My brain just remembered that. Holy Cow is going to retire in the pit lane.
Looks like he's going to try to lock on those meetings. Unfortunately, though, he's not out. He's not in the top 10, so these drivers have to qualify into the top 10. They have to start on that race tire they qualified through. Right now, everyone's going to be on those mediums except for Gerbil, who was already pointed out. Let's see if anyone has chosen the soft. Everyone has chosen the soft to go again. Mozzie, he's going to be the next one up outside. Actually, behind him is going to be, I believe, Groggy, who's just started a flying lap. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Groggy. Then it's going to be Mozzie in the Alfa Romeo
so
behind him, I
believe. So the train at the moment. Started cutting off Ketra. Coming up in turn 3, he is only 0.05 of a second off his personal best. He keeps it nice and tidy through turn number 3. And I believe Tweaking is behind Silkweaver at the moment, who is on an outlap.
Kind of a Ferrari sandwich, I think.
Oh, Silkweaver has an Alpha in front of him and a Ferrari behind him. So through Sector 2, he is 2/10 and some change up on his time.
Game says he's purple Sector 2. There's a lot of shenanigans going up turn 3, by the way, with the two Alpha Tauris trying to give a little slipstream. Silkweaver, he needs a good result. He's not had the best of races, especially as of late. He starts at the moment P8. Has he improved? P2.
Well, Dribble is invalidated, but he was purple Sector 2, and he was almost 2/10 up on his time.
Checker flag's flown. Qualifying is over, and it's time to see who can go. Gerbil pits, so he's not going to be in contention for the pole center. Right now, DeBiz is on a flying lap. Groggy Oregano is going to be on a flying lap as well, and he's invalidated. Radicus is checked across the checker flag. He is not going to improve. He will start at the best, P15. Right now, the two Alpha Tauris are going to be on a flying lap right now. Heatwave and his teammate Palms to the win. Invalidated DeBiz. Masterplane goes up to third. Oh, big crash. Heatwave's almost gone up and over.
Tweaking was a 10th up on his time through Sector 1 with the purple Sector 1. It took 3/10 and change up on his time. Smaller Stream has all been out of shape coming through the final corner. He's going to pit. Let's see what Tweaking does. He keeps it nice and tidy. Oh, he's just going to invalidate on the exit at turn number 9. See what this lap would have put him.
That'll do it.
The one that would have put him provisional pole.
Was it really? Wow.
He had a 103.9.
And Silkweaver is invalidated. Which means qualifying is over. Butch Gerbil strikes again. A week ago, he brought it home. And this week, he'll bring it from the start of the Grand Prix from that first position. He's now split from Silkweaver. His teammate, Masterplane, in P3. Mount Silva on the medium compounded tire will be 4th. Wraith 5th. Heatwave on softs. That's something we haven't seen from him in the Alpha Tauri. 6th. Toneless ahead of his teammate, Tweaking. 7th. 8th. Sweller starts 9th. That is not where he wanted to be in relation to his championship rival, BRL Wraith, who he leads by about 2 points going into this race. Qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix is done and dusted. The top 3 on the softs. Everyone else in the top 10 on the medium compound tire. 2 Aston Martins and a McLaren. Gerbil ahead of Silkweaver, ahead of Masterplane. Like I said, Silva ahead of Wraith. Heatwave, Toneless, Tweaking, Sweller, Palms to the win, your top 10. Mozzie starts outside the top 10 and has the first car with a free choice of tire. Roscoe, he starts 12th in his debut race. Groggy Oregano starts behind him. Holy Cow, 14th. Radicus could not set a time, and No Limit had a qualifying ban, but he still qualifies ahead of DeBiz, who could not set a time either. That is your 17 drivers and 17 runners for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's time for the Styrian Hills to come alive, and I cannot wait.
There is one thing, though, that is going to interest me. How well can Wraith keep up with Matt Silva, who qualified ahead of him on mediums?
Well, what we saw, at least from the Tier 3 races, it was dry all the way and without any complications, especially because a lot of the grid were on the mediums anyway. The mediums didn't really have too much of a pace disadvantage in the first stint. So, if he stays within that DRS range, especially of Bosch Gerbil, Silkweaver, and Gerbil's teammate, Masterplane, all 3 of those guys will pretty much carry the mediums on. And after a while, those mediums are going to start really kind of kicking in. But the problem is, and this is going to be said, and it's been shown so far through a couple of races we've had so far this season, and especially this weekend in the Austrian Grand Prix, is that undercut, especially, is just too overpowered for this alternate strategy from the medium to soft to work, because that is the preferred strategy right now, is either soft to medium or medium to soft. I've not seen too many people go from soft to hard or medium to hard, because, well, as I said, it's kind of, I guess, at a disadvantage from the undercut.
So, looking at the race director, everyone is on mediums except for the top 3.
Correct. Mozzie, Roscoe, Groggy, Holy Cow, Radicus, No Limit, and DeBiz all got a free choice of tire. They've all selected the C4 medium, which means this is going to be a huge advantage. And I know it sounds kind of dumb, but it's a huge advantage for the top 3. If they can keep their car clean, no damage, no penalties, they could have a huge undercut on those guys on the mediums.
Yeah, one thing they got to hope for, too, is when hopefully they don't get caught up in traffic and they can get by the guys pretty quickly.
Well, we'll have to see. Let's go look through the grid as we start the formation lap here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Like I said a week ago, your winner, Bosch Gerbil in the Aston Martin. Well, he wants to replicate it again. He'll start from pole position, but the guy behind him, Silkweaver, has not finished in the points since Bahrain. He wants a great finish here, but behind him, Masterplane, he's had a couple finishes slip through his claws, and, well, he has had 5th, 9th, 5th, and 7th. He wants to continue his point streak, but he wants to get a podium for Aston Martin. Matt Silva, he has yet to score, I don't think. No, he has scored twice, a 6th and an 8th, but he has not scored in the last 3 races. He wants this 4th position and even a podium. Wraith, he lost the championship lead after not scoring points in France. He wants to take it back. He's already 4 points ahead, or I'm sorry, 4 positions ahead of his championship rival Sweller. Heatwave behind him. He's gotten a great string of finishes. 2nd, 3rd, DNF, 2nd, 4th. He wants to continue that streak going. He's going to start from 6th. Can he do anything from it? Toneless out of Tweaking out of Sweller. These 3 Ferrari-powered cars have pretty much been on fire. Sweller, 5th. He took the championship lead. Like I said, Toneless got a podium the last race, and Tweaking, he got 2nd as well. It was a 2-3 for Ferrari. They want to continue that form so far in Austria. Palms to the win. He's at 9th. His last race, he wants to continue that with a points finish today. And outside the top 10, Mozzie, Roscoe in his debut, Groggy, Holy Cow, Radicus in his debut, No Limit, and DeBiz all are trying to grab these points positions. No Limit wants better than anyone in the bottom 5. I'm sorry, the bottom 7 or so, because that qualifying ban is really going to hurt him, and he wants to get some penalties. I'm sorry, from points for himself, hopefully staying away from these penalties. Predicted pit rock strategy, like I said, it's going to be from medium to soft, or on the inverse, soft. Let's see how this goes out as DeBiz goes around the final corner and pulls up to his 17th grid spot. And we now look from the car in 17th, the Haas, to the lights ahead of the drivers for the Austrian Grand Prix. 36 laps, 17 drivers, 10 corners, and hopefully a lot of action for the Breakout Racing League round 9. And it's 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. A great start from the Aston Martin of Bosch Gerbil. He's already, look at this though, look at the Alpine of Matt Silva. 3 wide in the turn 1, almost 4 wide. Alpine gets ahead of, that was Master Plane. So it's going to be Gerbil ahead of Silkweaver Master Plane. It's going to be yellow flag through the first corner. We have Pops to the win around, and as well as Roscoe Arm. It's going to be Heatwave in 6th, Toneless, Sweller, Tweaking, Mozzie, Groggy in 11th. Look at this battle for, I believe that's No Limit and Tabiz. Around the outside, No Limit's going to make that move around turn 3. Yellow flag again. Looks like someone else is spun around. Mozzie has a little bit of contact. He's going to battle for position here into turn 4, sorry. Look at this. Tweaking, Mozzie, but don't look now. Groggy and Regano's looking for the battle.
Yeah, really clean by these guys through the first couple of corners as we see Mozzie is all over the back of Tweaking, who didn't have a great start. Sweller Stream, I believe, gained 2 positions off the start. Matt Silva, though, really making those mediums work off the start. And he's having all sorts of tire warm-up issues. The Tweaking's already got a 3-second penalty.
That's going to be one of hopefully not many in this race, but it's going to hurt him nonetheless. 3-second time penalty applied at the end of his race time. Palms to the win. Is going to be pitting for front wing damage. I believe what caused that the turn 1 incident, I think, between him and Roscoe Arm. Radicus and Groggy battling for 11th. We look at Matt Silva right now as Bosch Gerbil is almost a second clear of the McLaren in second. One thing to look out for is Silva actually joined past. What's happened?
Just barely caught the tail end of that. Radicus was on the outside. No Limit went up the inside through turn 3. And a little bit of contact. No Limit lost the position to Groggy, but he stayed pointing forward.
That corner is definitely, what happened here? Matt Silva and Master Plane going at it right now into turn 5 and 6 and 7. And Master Plane gets past the Alpine. Oh, Matt Silva almost loses the car, saves it!
Oh, there goes Wraith!
Oh, but they didn't save it. Wraith's around. Heatwave gets past Silva, and Wraith's down a lot of positions. Red Bull in the first couple of laps have now gone from a possible chance of a podium to 16th and 17th. Gerbil sets the fastest up at the Grand Prix, and by the way, is actually outside of the DRS range.
Before turn 1, Thomas is going to back out of it. Sweller is going to take that position.
The DRS is enabled this time.
As Sweller has it from Matt Silva ahead. Tweaking's going to hit the back of his teammate twice, and Mozzie's going to hit the back of Tweaking.
A lot of a checkup. Yellow flag again. And Palms to the win is around at turn 7.
That is Palms to the win.
Well, DRS is enabled this time by, and everyone in the top, I'm saying, from
No
about
Limit
3rd on down to 9th.
Again. What was it? I think it was last week as Mozzie is going to go down the inside of Tweaking through turns 7 and 8. Or no, sorry, 6 and 7.
No, you were right the first time. 7th and 8th. Mozzie gets past Tweaking, and No Limit gets past Radicus, because Radicus has spun around at turn 8.
What is going on?
Oh, and very slow.
And
Tweaking going to the pit lane has front wing damage.
That is mysterious.
Looks like he may have had front wing damage from that contact up at turn 3. That's not going to not going to help him in this race.
Yeah,
but like I said,
as well.
I believe he made contact with someone else. But like I said at the beginning, before the formation lap, these 3 up front.
The Polish team is trying to fight Matt Silva for P5. He's going to look to the outside.
Master Plane has the DRS.
I take that back.
He was looking for it. Wasn't close enough.
He was looking for it. I'll give him some credit. Groggy's going to get past No Limit. Groggy's going to send it down. Whoa! No Limit did the switchback. That was a nice switchback. I wish I caught that on camera.
The gap's kind of evening out now. You can see a lot of DRS trains, a lot of slipstreams, and a lot of overtaking here in the first couple of laps. But how long before these drivers start getting into a groove? Right now, one driver with penalty. That is I Am Tweaking down in 14th. 3-second time penalty. Toneless Death has gone around at turn 9, and that's going to hurt the Ferrari's chance.
One thing I want to point out, though, look at the gap between Gerbil and Silkweaver.
Yeah.
And then back to Heatwave and B4 on the mediums. You know, these 3 are just running away, and not these guys on the mediums behind are just not being helped as Sweller is looking for the move.
I mean, right now, like I said, the guys at the top three, they have a huge advantage because these tires are going to be quicker for the first stint, and they have the undercut to their advantage, so they can pull away as Holy Cow and Roscoe are battling for 11th and 10th. The Alpha Tauri looks like has gotten it better of the Mercedes there, going down into turn 4, I believe. Yellow flag again. Is that going to be
That is
the Red Bull of Palms?
I wonder what happened there.
Spun, I believe, at the exit of turn 10.
Trying to see if they have front wing damage. At the moment, I have the worst. Oh, they go over. Rear tires are just way too warm.
Sweller gets past Matt Silva. Battle for 5th and 6th. Contact almost looking. Matt gives ahead and still ahead of the Alfa Romeo going into turn 2. You see this straight. The DRS for the Alfa Romeo, but the DRS also for the Alpine. That's going to be the benefit of the DRS train. But Matt Silva almost goes to the back of Heatwave in front of him. That opens the door for Sweller. Sweller has a chance again on the DRS, on the ERS button. He's going to look to the right-hand side, now to the left-hand side. He's going to go for this move around the outside of turn 4. Late braking. Who's going to brake later? Looks like it's even. Matt Silva's going to have the apex, squeezing the Alfa Romeo wide, and it looks like that's going to be benefit to Matt Silva and the Alpine camp again.
I want to make a joke, but I'm refraining from making a joke because Roscoe is going to get past Groggy. Yeah, it's a penalty.
3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings to track extensions. That's not the second driver that has that, and that may not be the last.
You know, I was on board with him as he did that, and he went like a centimeter or smaller off the circuit, and the game was penalty.
The track limits are not very lenient here at Austria, and I see a lot of drivers already finding that out. Sweller's team may have actually gotten a warning from that, but he's going to have a run on Matt Silva. Radicus a 3-second time penalty, but look at this, on the button again, and looks like Sweller's team's going to back out of this unless he goes defensive. Matt Silva does. Oh, Matt almost loses the car. Turn 3, he's going to get the run again. Sweller's team to the left-hand side again. The Alfa Romeo is going to try again. Last time it didn't work. This time it may be a little bit more easier. Who's late braking? And the Alfa Romeo is going to get ahead of the Alpine maybe a little bit later than he wanted to.
So, within 2 laps, Silverweaver's closed the gap from 2 seconds to almost within DRS range.
Majorly. That is a huge gap improvement from that McLaren. He's wanting this chance. Remember, he's not scored a point, much less a podium, since Bahrain. He got 3rd there and has not had a string of good finishes or good luck. The McLaren right now 2nd, and he wants a chance at this victory. If he's only this close, he wants to go for it. Almost a second out. He's almost within DRS range.
Yeah, these guys just need to find a groove. Only on lap 8 here, lap 9, sorry. I know it is lap 8, isn't it?
DeBiz looking for a move. I saw that in the graph. Right now, look at this side-by-side into turn 1. Lock up from the car in front. Holy cow. Groggy goes wide. DeBiz almost goes off the track. He does go off the track. Almost loses the car, but he does save it, and he's going back going again. DRS for the Haas. DRS for the Alpine. It looks like Holy cow's the mistake may have actually helped Groggy out a tiny bit into turn 1, keeping that DRS range, but DeBiz is going to hold on in 12th. But now both those drivers lost time to Holy cow.
Yeah, Groggy went a little bit airborne on the exit of turn 2 as Roscoe is right on the back of No Limit, who is closing up to the back of Mozzie.
It's like the Alpha he's been up a lot of positions. We've seen a lot of moves for the Alpha Tower here. Roscoe has gone up. We see past Groggy, past Holy Cow, up to 9th. Now looking for No Limit, who's actually been up a lot of positions himself, up from 16th on the grid. He's got up 8 positions, and about that is just many laps. Yellow flag. That's Sweller out of the race. Turn 10, we saw it in qualifying from Heatwave when he went almost airborne. Now the McLaren of Silkweaver's out of the race, and that's a safety car.
As Groggy is going to pit, what is he going to... Is he going to hards? Oh, he's going to softs.
That's a soft compound tire. Is that a penalty for Masterplane? When did he just get that?
Give me 30 seconds.
I swear, a second ago, he didn't have it.
You got a penalty and 2 warnings.
That last lap?
That last lap.
That's not going to help him.
I'm wondering if he went off circuit to avoid,
He may have.
Nope, okay, Myers is playing tricks on me. But yeah, I'm wondering if he went off circuit for people that are confused as I am. I'm wondering if he went off circuit to avoid Silkweaver ahead, because ghosting in this game was a little iffy. And he just picked up 2 warnings and then the penalty.
Well, both Astons are in. Gerbil ahead of Master Plane. Master Plane kind of slowed up a little bit to try and help out
No
this
Limit is in
double
the pits
stack.
as well.
Yes, he is.
And Holy Cow is in the pits.
Gerbil, medium.
This
Master
on
Plane,
to
medium. No Limit,
No
soft.
Limit softs. Holy Cow softs.
Well, the race is already wide open. It's lap 10. We'll see how these drivers play out. But this is once I said, or actually, like I said, and before the race actually started itself, these soft drivers have a better advantage, especially from that safety car. But also, we saw from the first stint, they pulled out about a second and a half of the first medium runner, that being TTM Heatwave, and now leader of the Grand Prix, by the way. But this means that these medium drivers, they have yet to stop. So they have to stop and go out to around lap 20, 23-ish on those mediums. This is going to help them a tad bit because it's not going to be as wide as a gap as it would have been if it was from word go from lap 1 all the way to lap 23 or so. But this is still going to hurt them because of this undercut.
Yeah, I mean, Gerbil really didn't lose as much time as I would have thought he would have, but then again, there was a pretty decent gap between him and third place of Heatwave.
Yeah, he also backed off a tad bit, especially because of that gap from Heatwave, to allow for that double stack to not really affect him as much. That was very big, smart thinking from the Aston Martin there, Master Plane, and I believe Bosch Scherble definitely benefited from that as well. He's up to P6, Master Plane down to P9, but once again, those drivers have the first ones to stop. No Limit behind him. Groggy on fresh softs as well. Holy Cow as well. And Radica's all on the softs, fresh ones. But Wraith, down on 14th, is on the hards.
Yeah, I feel for Palms to the win here in this scenario because I was in his shoes last night. A lap down, you're stuck in the field. You can't overtake anybody or you get disqualified from the session. So basically, you're sacrificing the 2 positions behind to his teammate and Radicus. And he can't get his lap back.
Well, unfortunately for him, I guess fortunately for him, and this, I guess, one optimistic thinking part, is he's going to be behind the queue. Other than Radicus behind him, he's going to be pretty much the second to last car, so he doesn't have to get out of the way of many cars, not losing much time. But like you said, he's also not going to be able to get that lap back unless he finds a way to overtake the leader, that being Heatwave at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as I wish this game would incorporate a lap car overtaking the field and giving that person a lap back, I think it's going to be a lot of coding and a lot of bugs that it's going to add to the game. If we wait for Radicus, I don't know why the safety car's not in this lap.
Because he's not close enough.
He would have been if the safety car came in.
Yeah, well, Bert has a mind of his own.
Well, Bert, come on, man. We want to see some racing. We want you to popcorn again.
Yeah, you have that. Now's your perfect chance. It's a little bit of a lapse in action. You can go grab a drink, grab a snack, grab anything you want before this race goes back underway. We'll be restarting on lap 13 of the Austrian Grand Prix, meaning we'll have 24 laps to go. About a third of this race done. 2/3 left to go. It's going to be an exciting one. A lot of these guys in the top 10 have yet to stop. Those being everyone except for Bosch Scherble, Master Plane, and No Limit. Everyone else outside the top 10 is kind of a mixed bag. We have 3 soft runners from 11th to 12th. Then you have tweaking 7-lap-old mediums. Then Wraith's 2-lap-old hards. Radicus on the 1-lap-old soft. And Palms to the win a lap down on the 4-lap-old medium. So a lot of mixed bags, a lot of mixed strategies. But right now, it's going to expand into the works of things for a lot of these guys in the top 10, especially on those medium cars.
Random question before we go back racing. I know you said you like movie theater popcorn, but do you prefer popcorn when you cook it at your house? Do you prefer it in a microwave, or do you prefer it air popped?
What is even an air pop?
You've never heard of air popped popcorn?
What is even that?
I'm gonna have to send you a photo. It is the greatest invention on Earth.
Okay, well, that's something new.
Literally, it's awesome. I'll have to send you a photo as we almost go back to racing. As Heatwave is backing up the field, as everyone is in anticipation, is so Sweller, I can't speak, is all over his tail,
gone.
and he's going. We're back racing in the Austrian Grand Prix. No idea why I started
There you
that
go,
voice.
a little bit of action. Ah, come on, it's a little bit of action. You get a
No,
little bit of
look at
excitement
Nolan.
going.
All over the back, he's going to give Master Plan a little touch. He's going to pick up a penalty because he's going to look on the inside before turn number 2. They're going to be side by side going up the hill to turn number 3. He's going to get by him. Still on the inside. Master Plan is still going to break late. He's going to look for the move. He's going to get it done. Is no limit. I was going to chase after Toneless Death and try to get up the botch dribble. He's on the button. He's going. He's looking down the inside to number 4. And he's going to get the move done before the exit of turn number 4. Is Groggy Oregano is also going to get past Master Plane. So they're going to go side by side. Oh, Groggy goes very wide. Master Plane's going to get the move back. They're still side by side through those corners. Master Plane's going to get the move back done again.
Well, about 2 cars and just as many corners for no limit. Now up to 8, and he's actually not done yet. He's nothing on the
A little bit
move.
of a moment through turn number 9.
He's already on the back of Roscoe Arm in front of him, though.
Yeah, but look at No Limit again on the Biz. The Biz is just giving him all the room on the inside. Or the outside, rather, on the straight.
One thing to note, though, is No Limit cannot make it to the end of those soft competent tires. He will have to pit again. But Sherbolt does not, so that's going to benefit the Aston Martin at the moment as Master Plane. The other one gets past Toneless Death as Radicus gets past BRL Wraith, battle for 14th and battle for 9th. A lot of overtaking battles going on right now. The DRS is not even active yet.
I'm saying this now, if No Limit somehow manages to go to the end on these tires, which you're probably correct, he can't. If he somehow did, give this man a medal.
Oh, that's impossible. There's literally no way.
As Radicus
Tires
and
don't
Wraith
last
are
half that.
battling back here through turns number 6 and 7. No, that's
Go
everything.
look now. DRS is going to be enabled this time by, and look at the gap from first to second. 4/10 of a second. From
Look
first
at
to
the
second.
gap.
Heatwave now grabs a 3-second time penalty. Sweller did as well. They both followed each other.
Sweller picked up one last lap through turn number 1 on the exit as...
Oh, did he?
Yep. I watched it happen.
Well, right now the DRS is active this time. Sweller has it. Matt Silva does not, but it's Mozzie behind him. Does have it. Is he going to be close enough to battle for
Here
the
goes
Alpine? No, he does
on
not.
the
Almost.
inside. He's
Does
gonna
he have
get
enough
the
traction?
move done.
Yes, he does. Now, no limits in this battle now.
Yeah, Trimble's just gonna bite his time. He's gonna look for a move. Whoa, that was a late lunge on Mosley. No limit though. He's on.
Look at no limit though.
Yep.
Around the outside of turn 6, he's going to make it hold. Oh, look at this. Boss dribbled on the inside of turn 7. I looked backwards. I should have been looking forwards.
No limit is lagging around for me at the moment.
Yellow flag. Looks like Ponce the win around again.
No,
Actually, Master
Master
Plane's
Plane.
around.
Trimble's gonna pick up the
I
penalty.
apologize. That's not good indeed.
And No Limit lagging his way through P6. I mean, no harm intent when I say that, sir.
Is that rain I just saw?
It is. Oh,
Yes,
boy.
it is. It is raining in the Austrian Grand Prix. Maybe No Limit wasn't so mistaken to go on the softs here.
He's gonna look for the move. He's gonna break early.
5 seconds out of the
Mozzie's
races,
out.
Mozzie.
What happened there?
No idea.
Whoa.
Disqualified from session going the wrong way. Maybe that's an indication of what happened.
I'm wondering if they had
Oh, that's a lot of
contact.
junk.
Whoa, there's a lot
Oh,
of
that's
debris.
a big crash. That is not what Roscoe needed in his debut, and that's not what Mozzie needed in the championship.
Well, now, this is a question, like a curveball, I guess. If everyone came in and Palm stayed out, he could get his lap back. Or, sorry,
Well, I don't think, unless everyone decides to pit now onto the softs, which actually could probably be stretched enough, especially with a lot of safety car running, but it really depends, because what will this rain happen? How much rain will come down?
Is back in. The Biz is in. Is this rain going to get heavier, Catcher? I wonder.
I have no idea, but it looks like it has picked up a tad bit from the last time I talked about it.
Silva is on the softs. Nolan is back on a new set of softs. The Biz on the inters.
That's way too early.
Well, I don't know. Look right on board. You can see the.
Oh, yep, that's way too early. He's just hit the wall, so that proves my point there. He's gonna be back in the pit lane.
Still has his wing. Oh.
Visually, at least. But if you do recall, because I mean, I was in this point of view myself, he may have a oh, wait a minute. The track's getting to a point where it may be close.
No, he just went way too deep to turn 3.
No. Look at the track.
Oh.
Those little white marks. That is puddles forming. He actually had the right call.
Oh.
Think about France Tier 3 a week ago. This is the track, and the same conditions that a lot of drivers went off the softs and the mediums onto the intermediate tires, or vice versa, under the safety car a little bit prematurely.
Riding on
this may be the right call.
It doesn't look like it's wet enough, but he could be on the right
it's
call.
Wet enough. Oh, it's wet enough. By the time the safety car comes in.
Right,
Heat Wave's in. Heat Wave almost hit the safety car.
Sweller Stream is in. Gerbil is in.
Heat Wave has been disqualified for ignoring yellow flag. He passed the safety car going into the pit lane.
That's going to mess everybody up. His holy cow stays out. That Silva stays out. That is the wrong move, sir. Pumps of the win is stayed out.
Intermediate tire, Sweller. That is going to be intermediate Groggy, Butch Gerbil, Wraith. Everyone's gone intermediate.
Pumps for the win is going to overtake Holy Cow and the safety car. Let's see if this works out. Nope.
Pumps for the win has been disqualified for ignoring yellow flags.
Overtaking the safety car. Whoa!
Well, this race has been turned upside down. We've had about 3 disqualifications, my bad, in around that many laps. 2 for ignoring yellow flags, and 1 for going the wrong way.
Well, look who's back in the top 10 after running in the bottom half of the grid in 8th.
Yes, Wraith has had a really good chance, actually ahead of Botch Gerbil now. This has not benefited Gerbil at all. We should see, holy cow, Matt Silva and No Limit all coming to the time, because look at that. That is definitely intermediate conditions. We're waiting for the... Actually, Matt Silva's just spawned on the safety car. That proves my point there. No Limit has as well. Wait, what?
Well, yeah.
What has happened there? He's lost his front wing.
No Limit is struggling to get into the pit lane.
Yeah. Yes, watch out. Don't hit anyone on the comeback. I really don't know how the stewards will see that if anyone does report it. Because, to be fair to his case, it's raining on softs, and he has no front wing.
I mean, really, if he came back quite aggressively, even though ghosting is on, I would report him. But, I'm just utterly confused, though, is why... Silva is still out on the softs.
Yeah, Matt's... Why is he... Okay, well, that's an interesting call from the Alpine team. Not sure if that's going to work out at all.
Is anyone else scratching their head besides me and Katra?
Probably not.
Or Katra and I should say English good.
You know, that's... I really don't expect English as, the predominant language. Yep, Never mind.
Oh, yeah, would you prefer I speak Chinese? I can go on to Rocket League and play it. Sorry, it's a joke.
Well, the safety car. The safety car will have to stay on another lap, but the DRS has been disabled, so meaning it is intermediate conditions.
The safety car is in this lap as well.
Was it in this lap? Well, that's going to be a double whammy for Matt Silva.
Yep, safety car is in this lap. Lights are off. It is tearing itself away. Swell Stream is just getting heat into those intermediate tires.
And Matt Silva's actually spun.
Around again.
Oh, no. Silk Paper's gone, by the way. And he got a great jump on Groggy Oregano. So it's now Sweller from Groggy, from Radicus, from Tweaking, Wraith, Gerbil, Toneless, DeBiz, Masterplane, and Holy Cow. We've gone from 17 runners to 12, and it's only lap 20 of the Austrian Grand Prix. Matt Silva comes into the pit lane, and it's now racing again. Wraith on Tweaking. He's looking for a move, but don't look now. Radicus on Groggy. This is a battle for turn 2 right now, up turn 2, and for P2. How can the Williams do on his debut? Down the inside of turn 3. Will he make the move? Will he make it stick? Groggy goes a little bit deep. Wraith goes up the inside of Tweaking. Wraith gets the move stick, so does Radicus.
Yeah, Gerbil's right behind this battle. He's going to look down the inside. Very tricky in these conditions now just to get the car to slow down and turn.
Especially because a lot of these drivers have done a lot of dry running. Yeah, Sweller's gone.
Yeah, Sweller's
2 seconds.
Gone. Whoa. Tweaking just went wide.
So did Radicus. One thing to account for, though, the track limits are a little bit relaxed during the wet weather. But look out, Wraith is going, he's charging on the back of that Alpine.
Oh, that's close. He wants this.
Yes, he does. He wants this championship back, and Sweller right now is leading it.
Coming out of the final corner.
Turn 1 a little bit wide from Groggy. That's going to open the door for Wraith.
And
Left-hand side, he's going to get it here.
I don't know. They're still side by side. Wraith has got him. Oh no, Groggy's still there. And got
traction for the Red Bull. He's going to get ahead. Don't look now, but look behind him. Here comes Bosch Gerbil.
Yeah,
he's going to go to the left. Well, that was very aggressive. He's going to go to the left and make it stick. Wow,
yeah,
right before the braking zone.
Gerbil's got to get a move on with this 5-second penalty, which I'm sure removed at the end of this race.
Well, Gerbil has to hope that it does not get dry, or he does not have to pit for another set of intermediates, because he cannot serve that 5-second time penalty if you want it removed.
I'm almost certain, though, inners can last at least 16 laps here. From my own personal experience.
My main concern is it going to last that long in the wet?
I don't know. I didn't get a weather report. Biz is all over the back of Toneless coming through the final corner. He's not going to look for a move. No Limit is all over the back of Holy Cow. He wants to get his positions back.
DeBiz running really wide, exit turn 1. Tweaking on Groggy, that Ferrari looking for the move. He's a little bit too far back this time.
Whoa,
he makes contact with the Alpine. That's going to help his teammate a little bit. Toneless Death behind him.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Tweaking just didn't slow down enough as much as Groggy did, and just, two just didn't go into one. Wow, Sweller Stream has just checked out of this race.
Yes, he has. And don't look now. Wraith is kind of pressurizing Radicus. As of late, he kind of fell off through turn 6, but he's coming back through turn 7. About 5/10 the gap between the two, but Bosch Gerbil's not too far behind Wraith. Right now, the only driver in the top 4 without a penalty. Groggy is now the second in the top 5, who does not have a time penalty as well.
Yeah, biggest thing for these guys at the moment is just bring the car home in one piece. Radicus is going to go a little bit wide on the final corner. Wraith is on the button. He wants this position from Radicus. As
yeah, that is Masterplane.
That is another safety car.
And that's a safety car. And that's going to hurt his teammate, Bosch Gerbil.
Okay, well, now I really wish I brought up some popcorn.
It would get a little soggy, wouldn't it?
Not if you cover it. Get a big bowl.
Get a big bowl.
Get a big bowl.
I'm thinking umbrella, but bowl would work.
Well, you could get a bowl. Well, okay, but here's my question. If I had 2 bowls of popcorn, how am I supposed to carry those plus an umbrella?
Don't make me do math. Okay. All right, that's actually a common situation here, right? You put the bowl of popcorn, you put the other one on top of that bowl of popcorn, push that against your chest, and you hold the umbrella in the other hand. Come on, have you never had to multitask before? It's not that difficult. Don't make me get ritzy to show you how to hold things multiple times.
No, because
You remember?
no, because
the Tier 4 championship.
You know, if you bring Ritzy into this, I just leave. No offense, Ritzy, I still love you. It's okay.
I just leave. Ah. All right, you know, I'll try to get Ritzy in here to get drinks. He would always get the Mountain Dews, you know, if he's still in the chat, you know.
Honestly, I could go
for
a monster rehab at the moment, though.
A monster rehab.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you worded that one completely correctly, because whenever I heard monster rehab, I don't think the drink. I think of you want therapy for drinking Monster.
No.
The business got on the hards.
It's not raining anymore.
Oh, it's not raining. Wait, what? Well, maybe that's the reason. I still don't agree with the hards, though. Bailey in the chat says Ritzy's doing chemistry, so your job's safe, Redeemer.
Okay, good. Thank you, Bailey. I appreciate you.
Speaking of the chat, Mozzie, by the way, had a comment on Roscoe. He said he's the torpedo. Maybe that's a little bit of insight of what happened at that corner.
I saw the Tier 2 chat. Roscoe's wheel disconnected.
Oh, there you go. That would explain it.
I did send you a popcorn air popper on Discord.
Yeah, let me see what this looks like. This is such a big innovation. I have never seen that in my life.
Dude, you gotta buy one!
What kind of... What? And everyone's basically in. Sweller, Radicus, Wraith. Behind him, Gerbil, Groggy, Tweaking, Toneless. Everyone's come in.
Yeah, Gerbil's gonna... Oh, there's the front wing being broken. Someone's front wing broke in that.
We'll see who it is.
This Wraith is gonna get ahead of Radicus and... Well, never mind.
He's jumped Radicus, but Radicus also put on the medium tire. So DeBez will be the leader of the Grand Prix on the hards from Sweller, Wraith, both on the softs. Radicus on the mediums, everyone else on the softs except for Matt Silva down in 11th on the medium compounded tire.
Trying to see who broke their wing because I saw some damage happen. I can't tell who it was. No one changed their wing in the pits. I don't understand why the Biz is on the hards. As the softs and the mediums definitely would have made it from here.
I would kind of argue the softs would be the only choice here.
I scratched my head in confusion. What is Wraith doing? He's side by side with Sweller.
He's either trying to make his, I guess his priorities known, or he's trying to get in the mind of Sweller a little bit. But regardless, he needs to leave a little bit of space for that Alfa Romeo of avoiding kind of contact. But it looks like the safety car may come in next time.
Yeah, they gotta wait for Matt Silva. As the Biz, oh my goodness, save it, save it, save it! They crashed.
It looks like it's kind of raining a little bit still, at least on the camera, but not. The track looks a lot drier than it was a lap ago.
Yeah. But yeah, no, back to that photo I sent you. Basically the one I have is you plug it into an outlet, and you let it warm up, and then you put popcorn kernels in it, and then it pops it. As like an ear popper.
Just use the bag and put it in the microwave like every normal person. Remember?
No, because I'm different.
Do things too difficult. Well,
Ketchup, you can't all be simple and just like, put a bag of popcorn into the microwave and just put popcorn.
But it's more ingredient. You gotta go buy popcorn kernels and then you gotta butter them yourself. It's too much effort. I'm too lazy.
Yeah, but like you can use your own homemade butter. Butter.
Why would you want to make homemade butter?
No, not homemade butter. The butter you have at your house, at your disposal.
I don't want to touch the butter I have in my house. This is disgusting.
Oh, goodness gracious. Use a fork or a knife.
And Bailey goes, y'all should just eat rice.
Now here's a question for you though, Bailey. Is it cooked or is it raw?
Why would you just eat raw rice?
Because some people are weird, okay?
Wow, you're attacking them now.
Don't judge me.
All right. Safety car is now in this time. It's trying to end this conversation. 11 drivers left in the Grand Prix, or we start on lap 27. 10 laps to go of the Austrian Grand Prix in the Tier 2 Championship for round 9 of the Breakout Racing League. Well, the Styrian Hills, they've opened up. Matt Silva has a 5-second time penalty with severe collision with the Biz. And Sweller's gone.
Kind of got Radicus napping there, it seems.
The track's going to be a little slick for the first couple of corners, so we'll see who makes advantage of it.
Tweaking had a big moment coming out of 1. Gerbil's going to be all on the back of him. He's going to look on the inside of turn 2 and 3. Late braking from the both of them. They're both going to lock up. Gerbil's going to get the better traction as there's a battle behind us. No, Tweaking got the better traction out of 3. Gerbil's just got the straight line speed, and he's on the button. He's going to get the move done before turn 4. Tweaking's going to brake late and look around the outside. We're still side by side coming in through turn number 5 into turn 6 and 7.
They're still side by side.
Tweaking's just going to get the better of them. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm going to congratulate those guys.
Oh, technically 2, all the way down to turn 7 and 8. That's incredible driving right there from both Tweaking and Gerbil. By the way, No Limit got past. Holy cow, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Sweller's team looks like the track is not wet at all. It's dry indeed, and it's ready for racing. And, well, Wraith is about 7/10 adrift, with Radicus about 7/10 adrift of the Red Bull.
Yeah, Gerbil just didn't have a great exit of 1 there. He lost a little bit of time to Tweaking as there's the yellow flag of Matt Silva.
Right now, that's one thing to look out for. As I talked about
the
the penalties.
now shining on the circuit through turn number 3.
Is.
Coming down into turn number 4, the downhill right-hander, easy to lock up on that right front tire, as we've seen time and time again through tier 3, 4, and here in tier 1, or tier 2 rather, sorry, and I'm pretty sure in realistic we also saw it.
Oh, 100%. Well, the Biz has a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah.
But one thing, speaking of time penalties, let's go take a look at the time penalties for each driver right now. 3 seconds for Sweller. Wraith has none. So if Wraith can keep it clean, staying within track limits, holy cow, it's a 3-second time penalty. And DRS is enabled this time by. So it's going to help Wraith because he's within that 1 second, but he's also within that 3-second gap. He almost maybe gotten a warning there, but I think he whacked out of that one.
Wraith has 3 warnings at the moment.
One maybe have been for collision. Toneless past Groggy, battle for 8th. The Ferrari past the Alpine.
It's all over the back of Tweaking through turn number 3. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to be on the button before turn number 4. He's going to get by him. As No Limit is Tweaking's going to get all up in the gearbox of Pod Turbo. No Limit is behind this battle as well. I'm running out of breath.
Well, there's still about 7 laps to go. Come on.
Oh, shit. Let me go hydrate some more.
Did you forget to hydrate? Don't forget to sanitize. Anyways.
Shades of extra sadness. Remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, Wraith
oh, there it goes.
There
Wraith, a 3-second time penalty. I was on board with it through turn 10.
What is going on down here with the courts?
Radicus, fastest lap of the Grand Prix, a 5.2 on the medium tire, which means now everyone in the top 7 has a time penalty. Toneless Death does not, same with Groggy Regano. So if those guys stay out, I guess stay on the track and refrain from getting time penalties, they will at least jump. From Toneless, he would actually gain
No Limit. Tweaking are going at it. Whoa, guys, come on. A little bit of argy-bargy shades of Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris here at the moment.
They're almost hip-checking the other driver.
Oh, shades
almost
of
off the track. Contact again.
There. They're gonna go
No Limit's not backing down.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Still side by side.
Are they trying to trade paint schemes?
You know what? Just put half the car on the McLaren, half the other car on the Ferrari. Oh! No Limit almost lost the car. Radicus a 3-second time penalty. Holy cow! Almost went down the inside of No Limit through 9.
I want to say that was good driving, but just the banging of the wheels, it's resulting with another time penalty.
Oh, no. Well, that's going to hurt Sweller even more. No Limit ran wide. Holy cow is going to have a run, and the slipstream, and the ERS, and the DRS. No Limit blinking in front of him. He is within 20% of that ERS battle deployment. Down looking for the inside move. Holy cow's looking. Go for it. Not close enough that time by No Limit. He's going to have the DRS on Tweaking. Tweaking doesn't have the DRS on Gerbil in front and fourth. This time, No Limit's going to go for the move again into turn 4. He's going to be attacking. Oh, a little bit. Oh, almost contact. Looks like it may have been a little bit of contact between the McLaren and the Ferrari, and it looks like almost a huge collision there. Thankfully, it did not happen. Wraith within 6/10. Radicus is now within a second to leader now.
Yeah, but the thing is, like you were saying, I think it was 2 laps ago, Toneless Death with no time penalties. He's only going to jump, I'm assuming, P5, because he's got that 3-second gap. As No Limit's going to pick up another penalty. But Toneless is going to jump up to P4, I'm assuming, because of the 3-second gap between, or the 2-second, 1.5-second gap between Tweaking and Gerbil.
I think.
Actually, no, sorry.
He'll jump.
Toneless
Holy cow.
Joe to P4.
Yeah, that's Wraith and Sweller.
Wraith went way deep.
But look at this. No Limit
Wraith is
on Tweaking again.
Connected on
And
my screen.
almost contact. Holy cow and Tweaking. Almost
Radicus
contact.
is going to get the
Radicus.
lead. Wraith has left the session. Oh boy. Where is he?
Get him back in here.
I'm working
Radicus
on
now
it.
battling Sweller's team. Both these drivers has 6 seconds of time penalty, so this will be on track. But as it stands, unless Wraith can get in the session within a couple of corners, he may not be under fruition right now. 1.3 back.
I sent him an invite, but he's in Do Not Disturb, so I don't know if he's going to get his Solar Stream is going to battle Radicus back for the lead through turns number 9 and 10.
A couple of laps to go. 4 more. Matt Silva, 3-second time penalty. Radicus now has a 3-second time penalty. That's what his total was 9. Bot Scherble, 3-second time penalty. Matt Silva's out of the race, I think.
Solar Stream. Oh, how was that a safety car?
I believe he just, I'm not sure. I think he retired on track. No. Where did he go? He just like disappeared.
I just want to point this out. The pack is going to catch the safety car, and then it's instantly going to go away.
But you also realize what this means.
Toneless P1.
Toneless Death and Groggy Oregano have a chance to be 1-2 at this race if they can keep it out of, or keep it on the track.
Oops, wrong button. Oh, hold on, folks. I can't figure out what button I need to push that one. I had a message from Wraith about
Bot Scherble, drive-through
no.
time penalty for speeding under the safety car. That will eliminate his entire chance of even grabbing a lot of points here. He'll finish 10th if anything changes.
That's just gut-wrenching. That is 100% gut-wrenching to his race.
That is going to be detrimental.
But also, Tetra, you know what this means. No DRS, so this is all going to be kept based on raw pace. I almost said race.
Well, I would hope it'd be on race pace.
Well, it's going to be
Rocky Oregano pits. I'm not sure why he did that, to be fair.
Did he have wing damage?
I don't know. Unless he has wing damage, I'm not sure why he pitted.
I'm scratching my head like a million times this race. I'm confused.
Well, the safety car will come in this time by. There is no waiting for Groggy. If he cannot catch up to the safety car queue within the next couple of corners, he's not going to have a chance.
So at the moment, for people watching, time penalties go as is from 1st to 10th. It goes 6, 9, 3, drive-through, 6, 3, 3, no penalties, 6, and no penalties for Groggy.
Wow.
So really all Toneless Death has to do is stay within this battle.
He's not gonna have...
Holy cow, got
Oh, what has happened there? No front wing. Tweaking is a 5-second time penalty. Collision with Holy Cow. Sweller's gone, and Radicus is with him. Wraith not too far behind.
Yeah, that's going to get removed.
That's the gap to look for. Toneless Death. He needs to stay within 3 point... About what? Around
he needs to stay in
3
train.
point or 4 seconds.
Regardless.
Yes, he does. Yellow flag. DeBiz is around.
Oh, Sweller's going to get all bent out of shape.
It's going to be close for these penalties. How's it going to end?
Toneless Death is going to get past.
Toneless ahead of Tweaking. I believe that is going to be teammate. I think that's going to be a team order. It's going to be down to this.
Toneless Death is 3-3 behind the leader. I don't think it's going to matter because the leader has 6 seconds of penalties. Excuse me, as I just hiccuped at the middle of that sentence.
The gap to look for is going to be between Toneless and Wraith. As we Sweller, we go on board with Sweller now as he exits turn 10.
Gerbil's in the
One
pits.
final time around. Gerbil has to pit. He's going to be out of contention. One final lap to go.
Radicus goes wide. He's going to get another time penalty. That's 12 seconds down for Radicus.
That'll put him out of the top 8. No, he won't. Actually, no, Gerbil. Where is he going to come out? He's going to be on par with DeBiz, I think. That's going to be for position. DeBiz, 3-second time penalty. Never mind.
Yeah, I think Thomas, regardless of what the gap is to Wraith.
Wraith actually went down the inside of Radicus.
Oh, hang on a second. Wraith has 2 seconds, right?
Yes, correct. It's going to be close. He needs to get about 3/10.
It's 2-7 right now. I believe 2.
We'll have to see as it comes by. Sweller Steam. He's the championship leader right now. 6 seconds of time penalties. Where will we come around? 2 final corners to go. It's been a crazy race, and it's not done yet. This is just the beginning. Sweller's team wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Wraith jumps ahead of him.
Thomas does get the win.
Death will win the Austrian Grand Prix in Tier 2.
Why is Sweller's team in P2?
Not sure, actually.
Oh, Gerbil 20.
And Gerbil didn't serve his drive-through.
He did.
It pitted him.
No, he's still on one of the stops.
What is going on?
This game is broken. You know, as much as I hate to say
Final
it,
results.
I think driver of the day is Groggy.
Well, we'll see if you're right or wrong.
I'm probably right because he was outside the top 10. Oh, there's no limit.
Nope.
Oh.
He started 16th.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Forget he had a polyban.
We'll have to see how the orders come out because it may not be official, but I know it's one man's going to be official, and he's not letting it go to his head at all. Oh, that cape was awesome. I've not seen that in a while.
Oh, yeah, that's my first time seeing it. That was good.
That's hilarious.
Thomas, I'm giving you props on that one, sir.
Well, this Grand Prix, it's just beginning, and I don't even know if this is going to be the correct order, but as it stands, this is what it will be. The stewards will have a heavy work light. Toneless will win the Austrian Grand Prix ahead of Sweller's team and BRL Wraith. That may be changing. Groggy Oregano up to 4th. No Limits Tweaking. Radicus to Biz, Holy Cow, and Bot Cheryl, your top 10. They will all grab points. Radicus grabs the fastest lap, a 5.209. Matt Silva, Master Plane, Heatwave, Pomsalin, Roscoe, Mozzie, and Silkweaver all were out of the Grand Prix. We only had 10 finishes in a race with 17 drivers going. It's been chaotic, and it's not done yet for the Austrian Grand Prix.
Yeah, as we patiently wait, there is Wraith. I believe he was honestly the P2, as the game had just broke at the end.
We're waiting for the final podium sitter in.
I think the last podium was Sweller Stream, but I did invite No Limit. he was driver of the day.
So for that, see if everyone gets in.
I believe
We'll go to No Limit first, and then Wraith.
And then Toneless.
We won't have Sweller in once again, but let's see if No Limit would like to join us. If not, he was our driver of the day for the Austrian Grand Prix.
While we wait, I'm actually gonna kick it off with BRL Wraith. Wraith, I know you were P2 at the end of the race, the timing glitch. A lovely Cody's glitch in the game that's been a thing since, I think, for 2020 as well. Qualified P5, I believe, on mediums. And then you were down in the bottom half of the grid for the first half of the race, and then you come back for P2 and podium. Make sure your audio is included, and just walk us through your race and what your thoughts were on that.
My goal was just to just not crash or have any wing damage at the beginning. That's just always my goal, and then of course, like if either the first or second lap, I think Silva spun in front of me, and I just had nowhere to go, so I ended up hitting him and getting wing damage and stuff. But yeah, if you told me then that I would get P2, I wouldn't believe it. But yeah, after that I decided to pit, and I didn't want to quit because I knew there's always opportunities. So I just stayed in it, and yeah, came back for P2. And my heart dropped when my Xbox shut off, because in the middle of the race that's what happened. But I came back to a safety car, and which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, so it was definitely my, I guess, emotions, you could say, were just high and low throughout the race. But yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, we saw you leave, and I was wondering what happened, because you went wide or deep into turn number 3 against Stream, and then you just had a red X, and I saw you leave, and I was trying to find your name, and just like, get it back in here, and I'm just like, I'm trying, and I couldn't find your name to save my life. Yeah, congratulations regardless on P2. Honestly, great comeback drive as well. From the bottom half of the grid all the way back up to the podium.
Thank you.
Britain next week. One final question. Do you have high hopes about this race going into next week?
Oh, sorry. What was the question?
No worries. Going to Silverstone next week, are you gonna try to carry the momentum from this week over to next week?
Yeah, I'm hoping Silverstone is one of my better tracks, so yeah, I'm hoping to carry the good results into that weekend. But yeah, I'm feeling positive about it.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. As Ketra No Limit did not join, so I will let you take it away with Homeless Death.
Well, what a race and what a turnaround it's been for you. A week ago, you were on the podium behind your teammate, but it was still there, P3. But before then, you have not finished on the podium. You've had 2 fourth-place finishes, that at China and Portimao, but it's mostly been around 6th or 5th. Well, now you've had your second podium, and now your first win in Tier 2. Walk us through it, Toneless. Welcome to the booth once again.
Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much from this race. I was just mainly just waiting to see. I pretty much went into this race just accepting whatever happens in this race. But yeah, I wasn't expecting this to happen. Especially after I spun in the second to last corner early on in the race. But yeah, the safety cars definitely helped me out a lot. Especially since I only had like one warning. But yeah, I'm just still very surprised that I managed to even win this race. But yeah, I definitely owe a huge shout out to Tweaking and Taco Man. Those guys definitely did help me a lot before this race and during the race.
Well, once again, you've had 2 great races, and, well, could you make it a 3? A week from now, we head to Silverstone. What do you think, that Scarlet Red Ferrari and yourself? What could you two do, both you and your teammate Tweaking? What can you do in the Ferrari camp at the Silverstone circuit?
Definitely expecting a top 5. Assuming I can get my setup down and a bit of luck, maybe I might be able to get another podium.
Well, hopefully we could see you up here again. But once again, it's been your 2nd podium, and now your 1st win in Tier 2. What does that mean for you? I'm not sure how many people cope with it.
Quite a relief.
A relief indeed. Well, now, that pretty much does it. Tweaking, or I'm sorry, Redeemer, would you like to say anything? How did I get Tweaking from you?
Yeah, it's okay, it happens.
Redeemer, would you like to say anything?
I think she was talking to me about that one, but we were just bantering the whole race. But
Kind of were. Put the popcorn.
no, Thomas, congratulations on P1. Really keeping it in track limits on this track, especially off of the curbs and away from all the damage and everything else. Really well done to you and the race. Look forward to seeing you boys next week in Silverstone.
Thank you.
Well, that will pretty much do it for myself, Heycatcher, and LDR Redeemer in the booth for the Tier 2 Championship race here at the Austrian Grand Prix for the Breakout Racing League Round 9. Well, don't go anywhere. In about half an hour's time, we hear the Tier 1 race at Austria, and you'll see a lot of drivers go and hit the Styrian Hills with the same kind of tenacity we saw from these Tier 2 drivers tonight. But for myself, Heycatcher, LDR Redeemer, Toneless Death, we unfortunately did not have Swilla Steam in here, but we had BRL Wraith, and we didn't see No Limit, but the entire Tier 2 grid and the Breakout Racing League. We wish you thank you for watching, and a good night.